The move Canelo Alvarez just made is what's best for boxing and should kill any speculation that he's ducking fighters. Now, I'm not the biggest Canelo fan, but I am a full believer that David Benavidez will be one of Canelo's opponents in this 3-fight deal with PBC. It's like I said before, the fight is inevitable and a future bout between the two happening isn't far-fetched at all. I mean, at this point, Canelo has just made his way to where all the smoke is. The only thing about this is, I would be lying if I said I'm convinced that Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade will be one of the opponents in this 3-fight deal. Trust, I know all the Boo Boo fans don't want to hear that, and I get it. Listen, I could be totally wrong here, but let me explain why. For a couple years now, a fight between Canelo Alvarez and Errol Spence Jr. has been teased, and with Spence just saying that no matter what the outcome of his fight with Terrence Bud Crawford is, he will indeed be moving up. Of course, 154 will be the next weight class, but Spence has stated several times that he's open to a Canelo bout, and his walking around weight is about 165 pounds, meaning him moving up to 160 or 168 is very realistic and should almost be expected. So if you compare the hype surrounding the Canelo vs Spence clash to a Canelo vs Andrade bout, Boo Boo would more than likely get the short end of the stick. Because like the Charlo and Benavidez fights, a fight between Earl and Saul would be too big of a pay-per-view attraction and mainstream success. I mean, I would throw Bud in the equation as well because like Spence, Bud has already stated he would be moving up to 154 and no one would say no to a Crawford-Canelo matchup. But because Crawford is a smaller guy and is already up there in age, there's no telling when he would like to retire, especially if he defeats Spence and becomes the only 2-time undisputed champion in boxing history. This is where it gets tricky though. Since Jermall Charlo is the first in line to get a shot at Canelo come this September, most fans and experts believe that with a 2-year layoff, Jermall's inactivity and ring rust will get him starched by Canelo. And if this lion does indeed become a mink, there's already a story possibly brewing here that can shape up to be in any Rocky or Creed film, with the other brother, Jermell Charlo, wanting to get revenge for his older twin, especially if Canelo destroys Maul. I mean, Jermell was just on the live a few weeks ago talking about a potential Canelo fight, and no matter if you believe either of the Charlo twins has a chance against someone at Canelo's level, you cannot tell me the fight doesn't already sell itself. Plus, Canelo could be the only guy in boxing to say that he beat both of them, but this all goes without saying. If Jermall Charlo shuts everyone up and kills all that bullshit in the door, putting on the performance of a lifetime against the undisputed face of boxing, Saul Canelo Alvarez, well then, I guess the sequel of that installment could end up being one of those 3 fights with a rematch instead. Either way it goes, Canelo should be commended for this 3-fight PBC deal because like it or not, the man's got options. And if that's where the big boys play, let the games begin. Pop off.